Yeah, still a long way to go. Nobody. I mean, this was tough. I just think what's concerning. It's not a grave concern, but the substitutions for me, the like-for-like substitutions, changing two of your back three in the 65th minute, like that. There has to be other issues going on that need changing and fixing. And what I would say about, again, this is my opinion, sometimes you have to let players suffer a little bit. Like bringing a player off almost lets them off the hook. Right? Like you have ideas that you want to get across, let them play through it. Look, he's chasing the game. I think he can chase the game in other ways, but it just shows what a long-term project this is.
When you keep changing players, when you keep changing your back three, you take 5 players off, you're basically saying to all of them, effectively, because they've obviously been left out at the start of the game, that you don't trust them. And Ten Hag kept doing that a few weeks ago, where he kept changing the back players, changing the midfield, and all of a sudden you've got a completely different system, a completely different set of players on the pitch at the end of the game, and you can never get stability or consistency. I think there's just an element of what Tim's just said. Just leave the players on. They actually weren't playing that bad in the first half. Obviously, they were undermined by the set pieces in terms of the corners, but the football generally wasn't that bad. Then you allow 2 mistakes that were made after half-time within the first 10 minutes to undermine you, and then basically you make changes, and all of a sudden everything falls to pieces, and it looked really scruffy. Really scruffy. They looked a mess at the end, United, with no real shape. I actually think, at least in the first half, they weren't brilliant, but at least they had a shape to them.
So on Monday morning, on the training ground, what's the first and most important thing he does?
I think I said this for Ten Hag for probably about 12 months. Pick an 11 that you think are the best.
But he doesn't know, does he?
I know, but I thought today, the team, we all agreed before the game, even Lee on commentary and Peter discussed it before the game, we thought that 11 was probably, apart from Luke Shaw, as close to Manchester United's best 11 as you could get.
But then he changed 5 of them.
I know, I'm not saying don't make a substitution, but almost give that 11 the faith and trust. Maresca's doing it now at Chelsea. He's playing an 11 on a Sunday or a Saturday, and then he's playing a different 11 in midweek, and he's sending some messages to the players that there's stability here, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to play, and this is an idea that I believe in. When you change players all the time, you're almost saying to everybody, you know, you're just juggling plates, spinning plates all the time. There's no consistency or familiarity that can build with players. You need to build patterns together. You need to build that sort of idea of what you're doing together, and they can never do that if players are changing in all areas of the pitch.
You agree with that, Tim?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the one thing that sticks out for me is in 18 months' time, when I think United will start to be at their best, it won't look anything like this. So many of these players won't be there. And I look at, and I said something to you both off air, like something's crept into United, a few things, but this, we're playing from behind, and you snatch at a cross, and it was a good movement of play, and you're pumping up the crowd, and you're like, this isn't what Manchester. Like I played with players at Manchester United that would have been embarrassed, and they would have told me, well, we're losing the game. You don't pump up the crowd. You win the game and you walk off the pitch. And so there's been a lot of that with this current team. And that's about strong leaders and characters holding each other accountable, which they don't have yet.
No good team was ever a good team without hard work. Manchester United are 13th in the league, and their running stats, their distance covered is 16th in the league. You don't deserve anything if you're being outrun every single week.